Now, after our species lived through the First World War, the Great Depression and a Second World War and somehow managed to avoid blowing ourselves up among other problems, in this crazy world we live in, you were born. Hopefully in a hospital. You get a little older and go to primary school. Your family tells you you can be anything you want to be when you grow up. You get even older and go to high school. Your family tells you you can't be a stripper when you grow up. You get older still and go to university. Spend 3 to 5 years getting a degree that you probably won't be able to pay off before you start telling little Jimmy where you hid his recorder. Anyway, when you finally get out to the big wide world, you spend some time applying for jobs, getting rejected, applying for more and paying those bills by being an Uber. Then you get your big break. You finally get that career you had your eye on for years. Before, you find yourself being replaced by Furby. You can't even go on a holiday to some fairy tale woodland to make yourself feel better because, lo and behold, that new Ecological 2000 released last year already ripped all of them out. By now I'm sure you're asking how and why this happened. Well, I hate to tell you, but your new iPhone wasn't the only high-tech piece of technology made throughout the years. For the how, I'd like to answer that this degree of social and ecological decline is due to an obsession humankind has developed to excel technological innovation. Technology equals jobs being replaced, meaning people are having trouble finding a way to make money, and also equals an ever faster rate of the planet receiving battering after battering. So how did this start? Some scholars believe we're in the age of the capitalist scene, and this has been coming for hundreds of years, since the 1400s when capitalism first made an appearance. Then the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s was the freight train that burst us forward, with the planet and simple skilled workers unable to keep up. Others believe the detonation of the first nuclear bomb in 1945 New Mexico was the start, or even 1973 as the new Industrial Revolution. Whenever it began, we can agree that there couldn't be obsessive technological innovation without capitalism. Capitalism pushes to be less for more product, takes advantage of those lower so the higher can keep more. Now we have some sense of understanding the driving force behind the age of machine and computers. To what extent is the damage? For starters, as production costs have gone up, the only solution has been to accumulate more land. That would be forests being cut down, lakes and peasant societies being flattened. The development of monster machines has made this process faster and easier more than ever. Photographer Edward Patinsky creates art that shows the extent of humans' damage to the planet, like revealing the magnitude of damage to the land through mining in this photo through a bird's eye view. The pattern looks like the natural skin print and fingers, so it can be imagined humans have placed their thumb here, or worse yet, gauged out the flesh of the earth. A more horrific example was the result of creating nuclear weapons and power plants. Not only does the bomb means blast, burns and radiation, but the footprint left behind is burning through the ozone layer and creating sudden cultures for long periods of time, killing plants. Not to mention the lasting radiation from the bomb and meltdowns of Fukushima and Chernobyl lasting thousands of years. And we can't forget the nuclear waste left behind. But with coral bleaching and other sensitive plant life dying, artist Janet Lawrence offers hope with her installation of plants residing in science glass equipment, representing that people do care and scientists are trying to find ways to heal the damaged planet. As for the case with little Furby taking our jobs, things get interesting. An Oxford University study predicts that in 20 years, 47% of jobs will be replaced by machines and computers. The same video I got the statistic from then goes on about globalization and how giving jobs of cheaper prices to people in developing countries does not help. But that's getting off topic. In 2004, director of the movie I, Robot gives us a futuristic future where robots and computers have indeed taken over many human tasks, with a plot of what if robots become intelligent enough to enslave us in order to protect us from ourselves. On a brighter note, this cute cartoon makes a good point that developing technology and evolving jobs has existed for thousands and thousands of years, since humans came to be. And while jobs are being taken away, new industries are being created and jobs will be available that require human creativity and cognition. So developing skills in those areas would be the way to go. Artists in general, on the other hand, have taken full advantage of new technology to propel their art into the future. Like Dara Manabe's performance art, where he combines music and computerized projector mapping to people. experimenting with sensors so the performers can control the sounds themselves through certain movements like foot tapping. Artists like Manaba have used technology to create amazing new types of art, making the most of this new age. So what do you do now you're in the face of the technological boom? Do you bury your head in the sand, or do you try and do the little things that matter in the long run? And do you struggle, or do you take initiative to evolve with the rapidly changing workforce pool? It's entirely up to you how your story goes.